Hi, it's Grégoire, and today let's see how to use the HubSpot feature persona. So for the one that doesn't know yet what a persona will be a semi-fictional representation of your ideal customer. So it's basically a way to segment your database based on similar pain points or challenges or interests from your different leads, and it allows us to have like kind of a easy to read profile and put a name and a face on people that will receive your communication. So the interest is to keep a certain consistency and to make sure you talk to the good way to your leads based on their demographic and psychological traits. So basically, I don't know if it's HubSpot that created it or if they just like make it really popular, but basically nowadays most of like marketing theories like encourage us to create and use persona. But in reality, the thing is that not that much company takes the time to create a persona and they don't know how to use them in a practical way in their CRM. So is what we will do today. So first of all, we will not talk about like how to define a persona. I create a blog post in my website if you're interested in it. We will mostly talk about how to use it and how to implement it and how to use it in HubSpot. But first of all, if you want like to have a step-by-step guide to how to create a persona, you can just go to HubSpot's website, and they have this Make My Persona tool. Is available in different languages if you need it, and you just need to click on Build My Persona, and they will support you step by step on your first persona creation. So you can give him a name, choose an avatar, and after just basically answer some of their questions they're asking. We will make one quickly. Is self-employed, let's say, and you have a job title, you have KPIs, and you have reporting to do to someone. We fill all these different steps basically, and you will end up with this first persona. All the questions that are asked by HubSpot are not enough to have like a concrete understanding of the psychological and demographic traits of your ideal customer, but you can always add a new section and make it like more precise based on your previous research. So now that we shortly introduce on how to create a easy visual persona for your company, let's see on how it looks in HubSpot. So the best thing of this tool in HubSpot is that it's a property. So if it's a property, it means that we can segment our database based on that property, and we can trigger automations and workflows or oriented the path of a specific lead in a workflow based on this specific property. So to find it, you just go to your property setting, you click on, you type persona in a contact property field, and you will see it appear here. When you click on it, you will have all the persona you created, and you can add another persona. So basically, when you click on add another persona, they will ask you to put a picture and to fill these different fields. These different fields are not useful for any automation. It's just for you to have like a quick overview of who is that persona, and to make sure like all your teammates and users can easily understand which persona we are talking about. So you can fill it and save. So basically I did it for Marketing Marco and Content Catherine, that are like two persona I created for this video. When you click on edit, you can see that I fill everything to make sure everyone understands who Marco is. So now that it's a property that is set up, we need to populate this data for our leads. So because it's a property, we have two different ways to make it. First is manually. So for instance, you have a call with a lead, and you ask him about like his pain points and challenges, and you see, okay, I think Margaret Newman belong to Marketing Marco persona. So you can do it manually after like any qualification calls, for instance. Or you can say, oh, if this lead interacts with this content, or if it downloads this lead magnet, or if it does that on my website, it might belong to this persona or this persona. So you can just simply create an attribution workflow. So you can click on create a workflow from scratch, blank workflow, next. In the contact enrollment trigger, you will be able to choose what make this lead belongs to this persona. So for instance, you can click here and say, has download this particular ebook, or have visit this web page, etc. When you decide that, you just need to click on plus, set a property value, you choose persona, and you will choose the persona that belongs to this enrollment trigger. You save, and you're done. So now that we see how to assign a specific persona to all your leads, we will now be able to create specific lists in HubSpot, so contact list, to make everyone belong to specific persona. Sorry. So how do you do that? You just create a list, an active list, so it gets populated automatically, and you will choose. Let's do it here. Contact property persona is any of, and you choose the persona you want to add on this list. So now we create a persona, we implement it on HubSpot, and we create different lists to segment our database. But the goal of this video is to teach you on how to use it in your marketing campaigns to make like more personalized and efficient communication. So basically, we have two ways of doing it. First one is the workflow way. It's like we create a classic nurturing workflow from blank, and we will see, let's say that we want to nurture any marketing qualified leads. So we set up our trigger. Lifecycle stage is any of MQL, and we want to say welcome to all our new qualified leads. So normally what you will do, you will click on plus here, send an email, and choose welcome email. On this way, the thing is every qualified lead will receive the same email, but as we saw, different persona equal different pain points, different challenge, different interest. So basically, once we identify those differences between your persona, you will be able to write emails that are more personalized to their specific pain points. So basically, you want a welcome email that will insist to the specific challenges of persona A, and another one with the specific challenges of persona B. So how you do that, you just create these different email versions, and on your nurturing workflow, you will just play with the if-then branch option. And we will create branches based on persona. First branch will be marketing Marco. We call it marketing to be sure. We add another branch that we will for our second persona, which is Catherine content. We name it content. And for some of your leads, maybe you don't have like available persona, so you can say no persona, and you save. So now we have a workflow that will automatically divide all leads based on their persona. Then under each branch that equal to each persona, you can send the mail that is designed specifically for this persona. So here we have the welcome Marco for Marco. We have the welcome Catherine for content. And for the no persona, we can send a generic one, which is the classic version. So that's just how to separate your nurturing workflow in different persona. After, feel free to add more mails like in the classic nurturing sequences by doing all the different to add all the different mail you want to send to this specific lead. So this is the easiest way to separate your to optimize your marketing campaign. But if you have a lot of persona, and if you have a lot of email communication, different nurturing workflow path, etc., it could be really time consuming and create a bit of a mess in your portal. So we have another way to make it happen, if especially if the difference between the two mails will be like not that big, like maybe some part of a text that will change, or maybe a picture or a video that will get different based on the persona. So if it's the case, we can use the smart rules in email edition. So for that, you just need to go to your email and you create one version of the welcome email. So I created and I call it welcome smart rule. So let's use this one and we edit. Let's say we want to add a specific button, and we want this button to change based on the persona. So here we will call it default button. That will be for all the people that doesn't have persona, and we want to make it different for all our different persona. So if you remember well, we create list based on persona and we will use them now. To modify your mail based on persona, you just need to click on the model you want to modify, click on more, and add smart rule. Basically, smart rule are some automation that will change the content based on specific condition. Basically, we use the contact list membership. So basically, the content will differ based on which list the contact belong to. And we click on add rules, and we will select this specific list. So we have one persona here, we create another one, and we have a second persona here. So now we have the possibility to make it different for all our different persona. When you click on add a smart rule, you will have this part that will show up. When you do editing here, it will change the default version. So it will change the mail that people that doesn't belong to any persona will receive. Then, if you click on persona content Catherine, now it will change only for people that are identified as belonging to this persona. And if you change here, you can say click Catherine. And if you go to marketing Marco, you can change and say click Marco. So on that way, you can see that we are here for editing, for marketing Marco. If you click on Catherine, the text will change, and if you click on default, it will change as well. So you can basically tailor your email and changing every module based on these smart rules, and it will allow you to have just one email, no automation, and so way less assets in your portal to play with and to modify in case. So for the default button is an example, but you can make it for smart model, for text, sorry, so I did it already. You can say different text, and you can do it also for video. So let's say I want everyone to see this video, but I want Catherine to see this one instead. You can like modify all different modules of your portal. So I hope it was clear enough. If you want to go like further in your understanding of HubSpot and automating your portal, you can click on the link below and find this private web page named the workflow box. In this workflow box, I put all the different workflow I worked on and I present on this channel, and I create a specific profile page for each of them. So if you take the last one, automate lead assignment in HubSpot without Sales Hub Pro, you have like the goal of the workflow is difficulty, the time you need to put it in place in your portal, why it matters to put it in your portal and what it will bring you, a tutorial video like the one you're watching now, a detailed blog post that gives much more context about this specific workflow, the prerequisites you need to have on your portal before starting this workflow, and we will go step by step into a different into a practical case with a really detailed to-do list to make sure you can follow every step and apply this workflow to your portal. So if you want to access it, just click on the link below and fill this small form. I will send you the link directly by email. I wish you a great day and see you next week.